Hey guys, back with another video. In this video, I want to show you how to quickly use ChatGPT or some other AI assistant to help you to analyze a complicated, long, complex email, analyze it, and then help you to figure out if you should take action on it. In this example, I'm going to go ahead and use this AT&T data incident that uh, I was a part of apparently. And in this data breach, AT&T has agreed to pay a large settlement. They're working with a law firm, and the law firm has sent out this email around this class action lawsuit and explains I'm a member of this class action lawsuit and gives me a couple options that I can pursue if I was harmed through this data breach. And so it's a really long email, small text. It's got a lot of legalese in it, and it's enough to make some people just say, "You know what? I don't have time for this." But within 5 minutes or less, you can just copy and paste all of the text from that email from that law firm and paste it into the AI. And I want to show you how the prompts I used, the instructions I gave the AI that helped me to quickly process and analyze this and figure out if this was worth my time to take action on it. So, let's jump in. So I provided the content of the email to the AI. You could copy paste the text, or you could even just provide the screenshots and it'll analyze it. And I just did that, pasted that right into the Chat GPT window here. So immediately after I provide the email, the picture of the email text, the AI automatically begins to break down what it means for me. And so it identifies like who qualifies, what I can claim, and the fact that there's this tiered cash payment. And so it gives me some next steps that says, look, I can check to see if I'm part of the settlement, decide if I can show documented losses for up to a $2,500 payment, or if I'll go for the tiered payout, which is likely to be 10 bucks, 20 bucks. So you can see here that the AI is already trying to get a sense for my intent. And it says here that it's asking me if it should dig up the exact payment estimates for the tiered option and the claim deadline. So really like moving me towards any possible action here. And it's almost like having a lawyer review this and then tell me what my options are if I should take action. So it's analyzing all of this text that was included in the email. So, what's the result of the analysis by the AI? It confirms that I'm a class action member. I fall for sure into the class action second group, which is already confirmed. And AT&T tells me has agreed to pay $28 million into this group 2 settlement fund. But based on how many people apply for it, this could be as little as 10 bucks per person. And my options, it tells me, is one, I can pursue the path of a documented cash payment of up to $2,500 if I can demonstrate some type of harm, like identity theft costs, credit monitoring changes or charges, or fraudulent charges on any of my bank accounts. Or I can just kind of do nothing now that I've registered for this and just go with the tier 2 payment. So I want to understand, what are some things I should be thinking about to see if if I did have a loss that could be documented that could qualify for the $2,500 payment. So pretty quickly, the AI identifies the key deadlines that I need to take action, and then gives me 3 steps on what I should do. First, decide which type of claim to file. Second, file the claim online, and third, take note of the deadlines. So what's pretty cool is I was able to ask the AI, help me figure out if I could show real financial harm. I'm kind of backing into this for the AI to help me think through the past year or two to try to remember if I was harmed by this data breach. And if so, what examples should I be thinking about looking for? And so what the AI says is, the court settlement administrators are strict about what counts as real financial harm. And it's telling me they require proof of the losses that are directly tied to the breach. So then it gives me examples, some of it from the email and just some of it just simplified language that helps me easily understand. So it tells me that I can claim up to $2,500 if I can show losses after April 2024. And then it gives me some examples from the email, fraudulent charges on my phone bill or financial accounts um, related to this data breach, for example. Also, any cost to resolve identity theft, payment for credit monitoring services, fees paid to freeze or unfreeze my credit, time spent dealing with the fraud, sometimes valued up to 25 bucks an hour. So it's given me some things to think about as to whether or not I've got a documentable case here. And then it tells me how to build evidence, and it tells me I need to connect the timeline plus the documentation to the harm that I incurred. And so it gives me examples of the kinds of documentation that I would need to provide. AT&T bills, receipts for the security measures that I took, police reports, any communications with the banks, and then it really kind of gets to the bottom line here and helps me to understand how I'd make that link between some type of impact or harm from that data breach and gives me some practical next steps, like just again really simplifying and giving me a plan of action that I can go after. So then the bottom line is it asks me a question that I can sort of land on here and say, have do I recall any fraudulent charges, any SIM swap attempts, any strange charges on my AT&T bill, or any identity theft that happened since April 2024? And so just really is like an advisor that has analyzed that contents of that all that legal speak and gives me a very simple plan. And in the end, I decide that I can't think of any financial impact or any losses that I could document that would allow me to go after that $2,500 reimbursement. And so within 5 minutes or less, really about 3 minutes using the AI, I was able to quickly get this one out of my inbox in terms of all the mail that I have to, and actions I need to go through or potential actions, and move on to the next thing on my busy list. So I hope that this helps you in some way. This could be used for any types of emails, could be for class action lawsuits, could be for other other things as well. If this was helpful, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. If you have a question about this or what more you can do, leave me a comment and I'd be happy to respond. Thanks, everybody.